Before we begin, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and smash the like if you want more terrifying stories. You will need all the courage you have. I shouldn't have come here. I wanted peace. I wanted silence. I thought I could escape the city and the noise. I found a cabin online, deep in the Appalachian woods. It promised solitude, a fireplace, and endless trees. It did not promise what was waiting inside. The road ended long before the map said it would. My car got stuck in the mud, and I had to walk the rest of the way. Snow crunched under my boots. The forest pressed close, dark and thick, as if it didn't want me to leave. Every step felt heavier than the last. Every sound was louder. I felt eyes on me, but I saw nothing. The cabin looked abandoned. Windows black with grime, roof sagging. The front door clawed deep, gouges long and vertical, jagged. I touched them, they were fresh, sharp, someone or something had been here. Inside, the air was stale and cold. Dust floated in the beam of my flashlight. A stone fireplace with blackened bricks, broken chair, a table with one short leg. On the wall, a yellowed photograph of a family, 4 people standing stiffly in front of the same cabin. Their eyes seemed too dark, too shadowed. I turned the photo face down, but the feeling of being watched didn't go away. Night came quickly. I unpacked slowly, the shadows stretching across the floor. Then I heard it, 3 sharp knocks, slow, deliberate, right on the front door. My breath caught. Nobody knew I was here. Nobody. I opened the door, nothing. Just the forest, silent, endless. Watching, I told myself it was nothing. Branches, wind, my imagination, but the forest was wrong. The air felt heavy, almost alive. Hours later, I woke again. Footsteps, slow, heavy, circling the cabin. I held my breath and looked through the window. The snow revealed footprints. They circled the cabin over and over. None led away. I realized I was trapped. Something was tracing me, marking me, keeping me here. I tried to leave the next morning. I wandered into the forest. Every path led back. The trees were carved with symbols I didn't understand. Spirals, crosses, letters. Eyes followed me at every turn. By midday, panic set in. I had been walking in circles for hours. Time had no meaning. That night the power went out. I lit the fireplace. Shadows danced across the walls, then I saw it. A figure between the trees, tall, motionless, watching. I stared for what felt like hours. When I blinked, it disappeared. The doorknob began to turn, slowly, testing me. Waiting, it didn't force the door, it didn't need to. It only waited for me to open it. I didn't. On the third day, I discovered the attic, hidden behind a loose panel. Rotten stairs led up. The room smelled of decay and dust. In the corner, a box. Inside, children's journals. Repeated words. It watches from the windows. It circles the house at night. If we stay quiet, maybe it will leave. The last entries ended mid-sentence, as if someone had vanished. That night I refused to sleep. Light flickered under the door. Shadows moved across the floor, footsteps above. No one should have been there. Then came tapping, soft, insistent, fingers on the window. I turned, a face stared back. Eyes black, wide, mouth twisted into a crooked smile. I backed away. The glass fogged as if it had breathed on it. Sleep came in fragments. I dreamed the cabin from above. Endless trees, the figure pacing in the snow, waiting. I woke to scratches on the walls I hadn't seen before. Furniture subtly shifted. The air smelled of smoke, but the fireplace was cold. The next day I explored the forest more. I heard whispers, soft, distant, incomprehensible words. I thought I was imagining them until I followed a path and found a clearing. Bones, small, brittle, human, arranged in patterns. Circles, spirals, crosses. My mind screamed. I ran back, but the trees seemed alive. Branches tore at my clothes, scraping my skin. I felt them push me, guiding me back to the cabin. Night 4. The attic. The figure appeared, head tilted, motionless yet closer. Shadows crowded around me. I screamed, but the sound was swallowed. When I looked at the windows, the eyes from the photograph glowed, staring at me. My mind snapped. I stumbled down the stairs. The floorboards moaned. Dust swirled like smoke. I could hear whispers from the walls, whispers that called my name. The cabin seemed to breathe. Every door I closed reopened itself. Every step I took echoed differently, like the space had grown while I slept. Time was wrong. Minutes felt like hours, hours like days. My watch stopped. My phone had no signal. The forest was infinite. I tried to sleep finally on the floor. The figure appeared in the corner. I couldn't see it fully, only the shape, the tilted head. I closed my eyes, but I could still feel it, leaning closer, breathing cold air onto my neck. I dreamed of the family in the photograph. Their eyes black, mouths twisted. They whispered, "It wants you too." When I woke, I was on the porch. I don't know how. Snow on my skin, blood from branches. The figure was gone, or so I thought. I ran through the forest. The trees clawed at me. I fell again and again. Every step forward brought me back, always back to the cabin. Days blurred together. I began to hallucinate. Voices in the trees, shadows moving in impossible shapes, walls breathing. The cabin itself seemed alive. Sometimes I saw the figure standing behind me even in the sunlight. I could hear whispers repeating my thoughts, finishing my sentences. My mind began to fracture. One night I tried to leave again. I ran blindly, snow up to my knees. The trees moved, shifting as I passed. I saw footprints that were not mine. They led deeper. I followed them, knowing it was a trap and yet compelled. They always led me back. Always. By the fifth night, I couldn't tell dream from reality. I spoke to myself constantly. I argued with the shadows. The attic called my name. The walls whispered threats. The fireplace flared and died with no wind. The figure appeared in every reflection, behind every window, always with its head tilted, always watching. Finally, I found the car, keys shaking. Engine roared. I drove through the forest, branches scraping the roof, snow piling against the wheels. In the rearview mirror, the cabin stood, the figure on the porch, head tilted, arms hanging like broken strings. Watching, I never went back. I could not. But the cabin follows me. Shadows shift in the corners of my apartment. At night I hear footsteps, 3 sharp knocks, slow, evenly spaced. Silence is not empty, it waits, patient, hungry, watching. And I know if I ever return, I will never leave again.